Hi, this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I would like to share with you my March calendar pages. I got this idea from my friend Lisa from Savannah. She sent me 2022 the 12 months different kind of page that she created by using the rubber stamp. So that gave me the idea. I don't really do the scrapbooking pages because I don't have a lot of photos, but I do want to make some scrapbooking pages. So that's why I come up with this idea, so I can create the calendar page and I can actually use it. So if you haven't got a chance to take a look, make sure you check a Local King's online video library. So this is my favorite one. So I kind of combine the rubber stamping and the digital all together. And every month when I launch the monthly page, I will provide a free SVG file for you to download. So the February is already there for you, and the March is also ready for you too. Plus something else, once a while I will upload. So upload some free SVG file to our website, and then make sure you just check once a while. I don't really send a lot of email newsletter out, so just check it out. They are time limit. Okay, so today's video, the first part, I'm going to share with you guys how to color Mr. London Frog with Copic markers. A lot of you guys say, hey Lisa, please don't forward your video. We want to see, we want to learn how you do the coloring. So that's what I'm going to do. If you find that the coloring is kind of too boring, just fast forward it. Okay, in the second part of the video, I am going to share with you guys how I created this beautiful background by using the stencil. And of course, the stencil is created by our digital image, and at this moment, this digital image is 50% off, it's only 79 cents. So just give it a try, download it, and then you can do a lot of things. So a lot of you guys probably ask me, say, hey Lisa, we still have a lot of stamp and die cut, and then you are moving to the digital. What are you gonna do with our stamps and die cut? Don't worry about that. I have a lot of inventory too. And then the digital art and the stamping metal die, they are something totally different. Something the digital art can do, and then something the digital art can do, but it cannot do the rubber stamp can do. Something the rubber stamp can do, the digital art cannot do. So I will explain that later in my coming video more about what's different between the digital artwork and the compare the digital art and the rubber stamp and the metal die. Okay, so if you don't have a digital machine yet, don't worry about that. Just kind of pick up the idea, pick up the pattern, and you can still create a beautiful card and pages. And then I am not give up the card making yet. So this is the coming next few video that is kind of same technique, but I kind of combine the stamp and the digital art together, and I hope you like it. If you do like this idea, make sure you leave me a comment below or send me an email and let me know. Okay, in the third part of this video is for some of you guys who own a digital die cut machine. This March digital art is free for you to download now, and you can see there's 3 different kind of layers. So if you have been using the digital die cut machine, you probably already know every time when you create a layer and the different color, you have to upload your paper, unload your paper, change your paper, do something like that. And then I'm the person, I'm kind of doesn't have a patience to do all those kind of things. So I kind of figured out how I can just upload one time and cut all 3 layers, and then just unload one time, and then you get what you want. Okay, so that's the idea about today's video, and I hope you like it. And I know a lot of you guys probably don't have the digital die cut machine yet. If you're looking for purchase one, just make sure you do your homework. There's a lot of different kind of digital die cut machine, and I am new to. I just get into the digital since a few months ago, and then in the beginning I probably like you, I'm totally against that. What is digital? But the digital is in the future, and then I will make sure that anything I design is going to relate and connect all Local King's rubber stamp image and the die cut image. So not you don't have to worry about, oh, once when we get into the digital, we will never use the stamp anymore. No, that's not how it works. I'm going to just try to use our digital image to do the things that rubber stamp and die cut cannot do. How's that? If you like this idea, make sure you leave me a comment, let me know. I would like to hear from you guys. haven't done any live YouTube for a while. Are you guys missing me? Should I do a live one, or do you guys missing play with Lisa? We should choose a set, and then maybe we can have like a Zoom playing time like last time before. Anything. So leave me a comment, let me below. Leave me a comment, send me an email, let me know. And that's start today's video. Okay, so we're going to do some coloring, and I'm not going to fast forward it. You can see I already pick up some color. Most of the time I only choose like a 3 color for each tone. For example, like these waterlily flowers, I have 3 colors. And then for the frog, this time I want to try the yellow frog, and the lily pad, and just a blue color for those water drop. So I already pre-stamped my image, and I got to make sure it's completely dry. And I already shared this one in my previous video before. What I did is I just this is the color swatch, but I think it's perfect if you want to use for working on your alcohol markers. You just because the alcohol marker, they will the marker, the color will go through the paper. Sometimes you're ruining your table surface. So I found out this is good, and then if you give some color on top, just use a sanitizer to clean it. So I'm going to put my Mr. London Frog here, and then you know what, this die cut is just awesome because look, this little hands is a pop out. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'm going to do some coloring, and if you not interested in the coloring, just fast forward it. Okay, so I'm going to working on my frog first, and then I have a 3 color here, and then this is the color that I'm using, and this is a Ohuhu brain, and I did the video. It was talking about the no name versus the brain name. These markers is much cheaper. It's like a 1/3 of a Copia's price, and I found out they work just fine. Okay, so we always start with a lighter color, and the lighter color, you usually color the lightest area, and then when you color with alcohol marker, you try to keep your stroke as neat as you can. So I just call, oh, here's what I do. So just keep your stroke together, okay? Just fill it out the lightest area first, okay, like this. And then you're going to use a second color, okay? I'm going to just leave my eyeball. Just leave my second color here, and a little bit here, this on, okay, a little bit on his belly. And then the third color, I'm going to just putting on his toe. The darker color we use the last and last, okay? Try to do your best, and I'm exactly like I am not a good color inside the line. So sometimes if they bleed a little bit, it's okay. So you can see 3 color without the blending, right? And then now I'm going to use my lightest color. I am going to, sometimes you can rotate your artwork. When I'm blending, I know for the original Copic marker, when the tip is like this, like a pin shape, when you do the blending, you kind of like drawing a little circle. But for the sketch, and this Ohu have a brush tip. For the brush tip, I kind of like to blending with like a one direction. So kind of just a brush, okay? Just a brush one direction. That's how I blend. Okay, so when you're blending, you kind of just like a sweep one, and then you can see here is a blending, and on the belly part is not blending yet. So I'm going to rotate my paper again, and I'm kind of blending. The trick is one direction only. Okay, follow the curve of this frog. Okay, so let me show you. So when I'm blending, I kind of just do like this. Like this. Okay, so that's, oh, I shouldn't do that. Okay, let's do that. And then one direction. From outside in. Like this. Sometimes I have to look at my my camera to see if you guys can see better. Okay, so kind of like a one direction. Okay, and then we're going to use a second color to blending the two and third color. What color should I use for my little froggy? What eyes? Maybe let's do blue. Today when I walk with Boo Boo, I met a dog and he has a beautiful blue eyes with a white fur. Okay, so that's my second color. Okay, and you can do a little circle too, any way you like, or you can kind of like a brush. But remember, when you do the brush, only one direction. It doesn't matter for the up, down, or the bottom to the top, but one direction only. That's my yellow frog. It looks very pretty already, but if you want to add more, you can add more. So if you're new to the alcohol marker, try to just keep like a 3 color. Don't use too many color for the beginning. Now I use my second color, kind of add a little bit shadow, and then I'm going to use my lighter color. And remember, the trick is one direction. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, and then I am going to do the blue eyes. So let's see, this is good enough. So let's do a very light blue. Okay, and then I see the dark blue. So you can just testing a little bit, and then remember the darker color, you always just use a little bit. If it's not enough, you can go back to add more. Don't try to add too much, because if it get too dark, we are not able to fix it. Okay, so for the water lily, we are going to do the 2 color, and I need one more very light gray maybe. I think that's okay. So instead of like a light pink, actually this one is a little bit dirty. Let me see. Nope. Let's do a very. I need a one very light blue, or yellow will do. Okay, this one is kind of like skin tone. That's cover my face. Looks a little bit skinny. Okay, so when we do the flower, same thing, one direction. If you're new and then you're a little bit worried that you probably don't know how to blend in well, what are you going to do? So this is the color I use. So you're going to start with the lightest color first, and then the trick is always just do one direction, from outside in or inside out. So do one direction, always a 3 color, light, medium, dark. And before you start to painting it, coloring it, just testing it to see the color first. So that's my color. Okay, and then let's do a little bit the middle part of the flower too. See, always one direction, outside in, and the second color inside out. And then if you want to, you can use the lighter color, kind of blending a little bit. Okay, so that's my center of the flower. I think the allergy season is going to start soon, because I already start coughing. So that's the lighter color or darker color. Okay, so this is my second color. Okay, so this is my light color, GY173. This one is RV279. I think the color number is pretty similar like a Copic markers. So okay, again, outside in. Okay, and then when you drawing the straw, you can push harder and then just release a little bit pressure. So here is like a paddle, right? So you can do like this. So that way, actually, they kind of create some shading. Okay, instead of turning yourself or turning your hand, you turn your paper. Okay, and then now I'm going to use a lighter color, blending. Okay, one direction only, one direction. Try to do a little bit side, you guys can see better. I think the people change all the time. Remember before in my before my previous video, I say, oh, I don't like coloring, spend the time coloring, but I think during the pandemic, I actually enjoy coloring because this is the best way to kill some time. Kill some time. What am I talking about? Time is precious. Why we have to kill the time? Actually, I kind of feel like I don't have enough time. I like to learn a lot of stuff, and every day, like now, is 7:30 already. What did I do today? Today, I went to Costco, do some shopping, and what else? I didn't even walk with my dog today, and then time's gone. That's pretty scary. Okay, so that's my flowers. Okay, and then now we're going to working on our water lily pad. So same thing, this time I'm going to start from inside out. Okay, so I'm going to start from inside out like this. Okay, because we're going to die cut it, so you can, if we accidentally a little bit, oh, be careful your water dew here. So if you accidentally have some color off the line, that's okay, but around the image you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, like this. Okay, look at these. Okay, so that's my first circle, and then I'm going to use the second color. So this is a GY3, and then now is a GY42. Okay, so the second green we are going to do the from the outside in, and the same thing. Okay, kind of just do like this. It's different. You draw one straw and or you push hard, release a little bit pressure. Okay, remember the darker color we use last and last. Okay, you want the finer line, you're holding your marker a little bit more vertical. You want this thicker line, you kind of use the side like this. One direction. So it doesn't matter, all the alcohol marker will work just fine. It's the same principle. So give a try, and if you have like a chameleon one, chameleon marker, I remember when the chameleon marker come out, they were so hot. Okay, like these. One direction. Okay, and now we are actually going to use the or lightest color. We are going to do the blending. So you can do inside out, outside in, doesn't matter. You kind of just blending two, like the two colors, try to blending them, make them don't show this border, the place that you changing the color. So like this. Okay, like this. These. Okay, so that's green. Okay, Do we need a darker green? If you want to, we don't, because this leaf pad is already too dark. It kind of like a little bit darker. So I only need a few strokes. So I'll do a little bit here, just like the folding, like a those folding line. We just give it a little bit shadow for the frog. Well, actually, I want to use a different color for my frog. So I just added the darkest green, and then I use my middle. Actually, we're going to use the first green, kind of blending it. Okay, very important. Oop, accidentally cover my dew. Okay, even though you use the same marker on the same place, that will add a little bit shading too. So if you want to, you can use this lightest marker, give a little bit shading, or we can use a gray color. Okay, just go a little bit around the flower. Okay, and then around the frog and the side, kind of give a little bit shading. One direction. That's what it looks like. Okay, and then we are going to just color those dew. It's very small, so you don't really have to use too many color. And I have this white gel pen. I'm going to just give a little bit highlight on the eyeball, a little bit highlight on the dew, and a little bit dotting on his little toe, and then that's giving you a little bit lipstick. How's that? So let's find some lipstick. I don't know if it's going to look good or not. Let's just give it a little bit lipstick. Okay, so I did a little bit pink, and I'm going to use the lighter yellow to kind of blending it. Oh, sexy. How's that? So that's how I'm coloring, and then we are going to do the die cut. So the die cut part, because we already spent a lot of time for the coloring, right? So you got to make sure you don't want to misplace your die cut. So the best part is using the guiding window, and you can see I created this guiding window and I have been using all the time. So make sure your guiding window is on top, and then put your die cut on top. Or what you can do is you can always die cut first and then do the coloring. That's safer. So I'm going to die cut it. I will be right back. Okay, so after you use a piece of rubber, you can see here is create embossing, right? And then let's take a look here. So that's what it look like. You actually add a little bit extra 3D. If you touch it, you can feel that embossing. But because of my back, the marker was bleed, so you probably it's a little bit hard to see those embossing. But it does have it. And then look this little toe here. Give me high five. Hit high five. Okay, so and then for here I'm going to just use my magic mushroom, kind of blending that little tiny white outline. Okay, so for the digital image, they are going to have a problem to cut this area. If you have like a quick cut die cut machine, you probably know if you want to print the image and then to die cut it, when you print it, that's how the quick cut work is. They draw a very dark outline around your image. So I found out sometimes they are not like 100% accurate. It's a little bit hard to do that. So I still thinking a lot of things that digital can do. The a lot of things digital cannot do. You got to have the rubber stamp. Okay, so that's what to look like. This is our froggy part, and then that's the first part. If you like to learn more about the digital, keep watching. Okay, so the second part, I'm going to show you how I create this beautiful water lily background. If you have been watching my following my video, you know I probably don't very seldom I use the pattern paper. One of the main reason is because every time I create something, a lot of my viewers want to create exactly the same thing. So some of the pattern paper and maybe like a 10 years old is no way to find exactly the same pattern paper. That's why most of the time I use in my own rubber stamp to create the pattern paper. But because this is like a 12 by 12 pages, it's kind of like a large area. That's why I decided to use the stencil that created by the digital file. So at this moment, this is 50% off for this stencil is only 75 cents. It's really good. Once when you download, it's all yours. You can use as many times as you want. But if you purchase this Mr. London Frog, this month special, this digital file is going to be free. I know it's just a small money. And after you purchase it, and then you will receive the invoice, and that's a download invoice. You can download this digital file, and then I'm going to explain to you what I do with this digital file. So I actually found this photo album. I think I have at least over 10 years, and then I just start to get into the digital world, right? And then I don't use those kind of mylar, those kind of special material for the stencil. I use this laminated sheet, half size of laminated sheet, and later on I will create more to share with you guys how to about how to create your own stencil. But I did a few video in the Favorite page. If you'd like to know a little bit more about how to create your own stencil, you make sure you watch that video. So I just found out this is perfect to storage the stencil, and then I just use the paper clip to clip the image. Okay, so and then I found out the material is good enough and it's much cheaper than those mylar. Mylar, is that how you call? Okay. So today's video, I'm not going to share with you the cutting from the beginning, how to do that, how to download it. But if you want me to do it in the future, I will not skip this section. But today we are going to just focus about the coloring. So I already did two. You can the good things about the digital art is you can make as big as you want, but not as smaller as you want, because this is the one a little bit smaller, and you can see the line is very fine already. One time I received a customer's message. He said, Lisa, your digital file is too detailed. It's impossible to cut. That's not true, because any digital file I put on the internet, I make sure it's cuttable. Otherwise, I will not put on the internet for sale. So you can see, compare with my hand, this is the size perfect for card making, and then you can make a bigger size for the scrapbooking. And then I will actually share more information how I planning when I create any pages. Any rubber stamp, any image when I design it, I always play in my mind first, kind of have some kind of rough idea. So if you are into the scrapbooking, even like a card making, you want to use a stencil, you can kind of play around before you actually make a card. I really like this Quickcast canvas software, because you can do a lot of things, and it's not as complicated compared with Adobe's Photoshop or Illustrator. It's really doable. Once when you get hands-on, I think you're going to be very happy with it. But I'm not sure about the other program. I tried the Brothers Canvas. What's that called? I always have a problem to remember. Canvas workspace, but compare with the Quickcast design space, I found out Quickcast design space is much useful and simple compared with the Brothers Skin Cut, the Canvas workspace. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so we are working on the big one, but I did make a small one. I'm working on the other promotion or Zen Garden. Make sure you check our this month's special. I always have something special for you. So the card making one is a pretty much going to be like a or up combo set. I'm going to use the same set to create a lot of different kind of pattern, different kind of project. But this is a one of them, and remember, it's going to be the free digital artwork. So it's a if you don't want to purchase our Mr. London Frog, it's only 75 cents. Okay, I don't have a problem to clean this laminated sheet. It's the cheapest way, and then you only use a half sheet, and I show you what I do. So I'm kind of just play around it. So this is the place that I want. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of tape around the corner here. Okay, so next time when I create this stencil, I will make sure my stencil is in the middle of my letter size, so that way I don't have to worry about when I coloring I accidentally cross the laminated sheet. So I'm going to just use my swatch to block that section. Okay, so it's so easy, and we're gonna use our magic mushroom because this laminated sheet is for laminator, right? But I just found out it's a perfect material to do the stencil. But the downside is it's a little bit too thin. We are going to try to use the brushes to see will that work. I think it will work just fine if you have a brush. Just be careful because those lines are very fine. But I like to use a magic mushroom because you can see why. You tap hard, you get the darker color, and then because you are like a pounding, you don't have to worry about you accidentally pushing those stencil line, and you can gently brushing too. Okay, so I think we can do the brush too if you have a brush tool already. So yeah, the brush will work just fine because this laminated sheet is kind of have some kind of static, so it actually they don't really move. Okay, so I'm gonna just pounding. Give it a foundation color. When you release a little bit pressure, the color is lighter. Okay, they can be brushed too, and then when you push harder it becomes darker, just like that, fast and easy. Okay, and then the magic mushroom, remember before you use it you got to make sure they are moisture, not to like a dry. Okay, so I'm going to just I think my impact is too juicy, actually become my water lily become orange, but that's okay. I just want to give a little bit color. If you like a pink, you just stay with the pink, but I have never seen the orange water lily, so I'm gonna just add a little bit. Okay, so and then we're going to working on the green. Always two color, one light color, one dark color. Okay, so start with a lighter color. If not enough, we add more. Always start from the a little bit color, and then if not enough, we go more. And then let's try to use yeah, the brush will work too. If you want to working on some small area, I was kind of worried if you use a brush blending tool, maybe you accidentally push those laminated sheet away. But looks like I don't have problem. It actually work very well. Just make sure when you blending, use your finger kind of holding the tip, I mean the head. Okay, like this. Oh, see, my hand is accidentally move a little bit, and then we can use a little bit darker color. Okay, I think I'm going to use my magic mushroom. Is much faster, kind of just tapping. Okay, just and then you can circling a little bit too. Okay, that's how I color one side. Okay, and then now I'm going to remove it, my laminate, I mean stencil. Ready? Okay, so let's remove my blocking one first. Okay, ready? Ta-da! Look how pretty it is. Okay, let's take a look. That's how pretty it is, right? And then we are going to just use a wet cloth, gently kind of tapping it. Very easy to clean. See? Almost like brand new. And then this time, we're going to flip over. You know, the good things about the digital is because you can create as many as you want, and then you keep, once when you download that file, it's yours, so you can keep that file in your hard drive forever. But remember, you got to download in 90 days because that download link is going to expire after 90 days. Okay, so I actually flip over so that way I get the reflection, I mean the reverse image, and I'm going to put it a little bit low so you can do more. You can do here, you can do there, you can kind of play around. So I think here is good enough, and then it's very important to block. So next time when I create this stencil, I will make sure I put my image in the middle of this sheet, so that way I don't have to worry about the blocking. Okay, so let's do again. We're going to use the pink. Okay, gentle tap. See, I like the magic mushroom because the coverage is good and you can adjust, you know, light and dark. I love water lily and the flowers. I love all the flowers. I love it, but I don't like to taking care of them. Okay, so tapping. Okay, see the center part. Oh, I accidentally move a little bit, so just move back. Okay, if you are not sure, just tape the sheet. Okay, so move a little bit, so what? Okay, so and then I'm going to, this time I'm not going to use orange. I'm going to just put a little bit darker around it. Okay, like this. So if you get a little bit color for your leaf, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's a handmade project. Okay, ooh, that's a little bit too dark. Remember, always start with a lighter color. And I'm using Catherine Puller's impact. I like the color, and then also the impact is very moisture. The only thing, one thing is that the lid is not as tight as the is supposed to. So sometimes always I accidentally kind of remove the lid and I get the ink on my fingers. But the quality is absolutely amazing, and the color, a lot of color. But you know what? You use any impact you have, they will work just fine. Okay, I don't think so. I need to see. That's what I'm talking about. When I close it, didn't go to the place it's supposed to be, and get a dirty finger and always clean it. Save your tape. Okay, save the tape. Save the tape. And then before we do anything, I am going to clean my stencil. It doesn't matter, even this laminated sheet surface is glossy, and the other side is kind of like a foggy, but it don't have a problem. See, I can clean just like that. Just be careful when you clean it. You don't want to accidentally pushing your line. So that's what's it look like. If you want to add some small one, you can do that too. But I think that's enough. So this is how I use my digital image to create the background. That's what it look like. Maybe here's a little bit empty. I can add one more flower just partially. I think, yeah, maybe that will do. So I'm going to just add it like that. I think that looks better. Isn't that pretty? And then it doesn't take you too much time to do it. And then clean it. Clean your stencil and put the back to the photo album. And then they are ready for the next time. So how do you like this stencil? I think that's really good idea, isn't it? Ooh, my table is kind of messy again. Okay, so that's look like this, and my Mr. London Frog is over there, and then you can download the calendar from the internet. And then now I am going to share with you guys how to die cut it, how to just loading your mat one time, but you can cut the like a 3 different color together. So if you like to learn how, continue watching. Okay, so hopefully you like this video so far, and then the last part of video I am going to share with you guys how to die cut this March SVG file and how to save you some time. So if you have a digital die cut machine, if you have like a quick cut, feel free continue to watch. If you don't, I am going to see you next video then. Okay, so that's a switch to, and don't forget the list March SVG file, they are free for download, so no purchase is necessary. And then for Mr. London Frog is a this month special, and anybody purchase at least Mr. London Frog is a free shipping, plus you will get this SVG file for free. If you already have a Mr. London Frog and for this waterlily SVG file is only 79 cents or 75 cents, something like that. Okay, so that's start. Let me switch to my screen now. So we are going to open the quick cut. Okay. Okay, we are going to looking for the quick cut here. So the new project. Okay, we're going to do the new project. We are going to upload. So you can upload your image, and I have my image here, and I'm going to open the canvas. And then so for the canvas, okay, actually first things is we are going, if you want to, you can just go to your canvas on the left side of the canvas, and then you are going to pick up the setting. You can choose a full grid or partial grid or no grid. I like to have a grid because that way it help me, it definitely help me. I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, and then the paper. You know, when I just start to do the digital die cutting, I always have a problem with the paper because I like to use a thick cardstock, and then I found out they don't really give a clean cut, and then I found out it's not the machine's problem, it's actually my problem. So I will like to, I don't know, do you guys already know, I would like to set up my own setting for my my paper. So every time when I want to do the cutting the thick cardstock, I just use this one. So you are going to also the canvas, the left side of the canvas, that 3 line, you are going to choose the manager custom material. Okay, and then my machine is on. So why is too slow? Do I have internet? Let me see. Do I have? Oh yeah, okay. Here is the all your image, right? So I already set up Lisa's favorite image. Where is Lisa? Here. You can see here. So Lisa's favorite paper. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you are going to go to the button. You are going to click Add New Material, and then you can give a name. You know, like your favorite name or whatever. You just put maybe just. Oops, sorry, something on my keyboard. We just put a name. That's a Mr. London Frog. Mr. London Frog. Okay, and then you click Save. Okay, and then done. Okay, are you sure? Hold on a second. Don't know why. Let me connect my Wi-Fi is connect. Okay, hold on a second. My okay, so that's the okay. So you can see this is a Mr. London Frog. I just choose, right, and then I will put this to the maximum 350, and then I am going to choose 2 times. So the paper I use is 100 pounds. Those recollection 100 pounds, and then I when I choose like a 100 pound cardstock on the like the original setting, they don't give me the clean cut. So I don't know, but once when I set like maximum and cut 2 times, and then they give me the clean cut every time. So that's how you set up your own favorite setting. Okay, so this is the file after you open, right? You can see there's 3 color, and I'm going to choose all 3 color. I'm going to ungroup. So I'm going to put all like these in order. So the first layer, second layer, and the last layer. Okay, so here is the what's the grid. Those kind of grid come handy. So I'm going to put my black color. You can see here have the measurement, right? I'm going to cut the strips, okay, like these. Give me a second here. I'm going to cut the strip like these. Okay, so when I place these cutting letters here, I make sure they are inside these 3 by 8.5. So maybe a little bit here. Okay, so that's going to be my black color, and then this one is going to be between 3 and 6 inches, and this one is 6 and 8. Okay, so and then you can just say make it, and then when you make it, you can see each color have their own paper, right? But I don't want that, because that way I have to load 3 times. How we are going to cheat it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select all, and then I am going to say attach. Is that attach? And then they change the color. So they change the color. That means they are going to use only 1 sheet like this. Okay, so let me switch my camera back, and then now I have my cutting mat here. And in my last video, I hope you guys like it, because the sound, I just did a video to show you guys, if you are the broader skin and cut owner, how to cheat your machine. You can use the compatible mat. You don't have to use the original one, and they work just fine, because the broader skin and cut mat is much expensive. Okay, and then remember working space every 3 inches. So I am going to put here, and then second color, and then third color. Okay, and then if you want to cutting the letter, when your digital image is very detailed, you got to make sure your mat is really sticky. If not sticky, like a good condition, because if it's too sticky, you're gonna have problem to remove it. Is you want to sticky but not that sticky, So you have to make sure they are in the good condition, and then you make sure you scrape all down, and then you run through the machine, and then just one load you can cut the all three images. So I already did one. That's what it look like. And then see the setting, I don't have a problem to peel them at all. That's one. And then two. And then three. March is my favorite month because my birthday is in March. Okay, and then we're going to just scoop this one. Okay, gentle. Sometimes you can, and then this is a thick cardstock, and I don't have a problem to remove at all. Okay, like this. So if you want to use the like cutting the stencil, your mat got to be sticky because the stencil is a material, right? So they have to be, and then I'm going to just I'm going to do that later. Okay, see, that's how you can cut all three different colors at the same time. Does that make sense? Okay, so the rest of them is just glue them together, and that's going to look like this. So hoping you like today's video and you learned something from this video. If you do like this video, make sure you give me a thumb up and leave me a comment, let me know. So I know some of you guys probably don't have a digital die cut machine, and but I will try to always have something like stamping and the mixing with the digital, and just keeping the thought in your mind. If one day you're ready, I think it is a great tool. But if you cannot get it right now, no problem. I'm sure you have a lot of stamp that will keep you busy. Okay, so that's everything, and I have more video coming soon. And remember, the March SVG file is free, and for these flowers, water lily flower digital file is only 75 cents, I think. And or Mr. London Frog is on sale for $18.99, and it's a free shipping. You will get a 2 die, 1 stamp, plus a free SVG file for this one. Okay, so stay tuned. More video coming soon. This is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.